Hi everybody. Plumber 462. Man, this thing is really sensitive. It hears everything. I wonder how I can lower that a little bit or something. This thing is sensitive. That's a little better, I think. Okay. I got a fan in the background. You can hear it. Crazy. So, anyway, it's Plumber 462. My name is Ray. Streaming again. Trying to see how things are. So today, it's funny. I heard I was listening to like a blogger, and he was um, just what I'm doing there. But he has like a YouTube channel, and he was talking for at least a half an hour about some content that he had, and every other word was out of his mouth, and I heard it. So I want to make sure that I don't do that because it just like it was just like like all the time. And let me tell you, the guy was a great speaker. He had a lot of great content, but I just kept on hearing that, and it was driving me nuts. So I don't want to do it. So I today I was walking down the street today, and I saw this guy that I know for the long. I mean, I've seen around. I shouldn't say that I know the guy, but I've seen this guy around for the longest time, like many years. But many. I'm not gonna say many because I consider many years 20 years. But I've seen this guy around for like at least I'd say on and off for the last 8 years. So I saw. I got to turn that fan off. Wow, it's so crazy that just that fan is 20 feet away. At least 20 feet away. And you can hear it. It's crazy. So I seen this guy like on and off for the last 8 years. And I see him in meetings and I see him around and I spilled something on my shirt and you could see it. It's crazy. That's alright, I ain't changing my shirt now. Maybe I can hide it during the stream. Anyway, so I see this guy around for at least 8 years. And I couldn't believe what he looked like. You can tell that I can tell that he's been using like all this time. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, thank God that, that's not me. And I always, whenever I see that, because I've been going to meetings for a long time, and I've been dealing with people like I'm on the committee in my union for alcohol and drugs, and I'm watching this kid, and I see guys like come in and out, but this kid, when I saw him today, um, he looked like a wreck. And I mean like a wreck. And he has to be at least 10 years younger than me. He looked 10 years older than me. And he just looked lost. And I just started thinking to myself, what, how come he is there? I mean, he's gone to meetings. I heard him talk in meetings. I remember, I've seen him around, and talking and, saying the slogans or whatever the things that we do in recovery, and I just couldn't believe it. Like he was gone, just lost, walking lost. And I was saying to myself, well, what causes somebody? I always think that what causes someone to not just stop? What causes someone to stay out there, like just using instead of getting clean and sober. What causes that? Why does people make that kind of a choice? You know, because things that people do affect, not just them, but everyone that's in their lives. It just doesn't affect the person that's using. It affects, if they have one person at all in their life, it affects them. And I just wondering, this kid, I know he has a daughter because I remember hearing him say that he had a daughter. And I just say to myself, you don't have any, don't find any reason to live. Like any reason to, is there stuff in your life that's going on that bad that you just can't stick to the program? Just stick to the program, you know? But he just doesn't do it, and he hasn't done it. And I just wonder, um, what causes someone to, follow that instead of just staying sober. What is his reasoning? What is the, and I know that we say that there are such unfortunates, they are not at fault, they seem to have been born that way. I know that we say that, and we know we say that it's like people are incapable of being honest with themselves. I mean, but the key, I think, is acceptance. I think the key is that when we come in, we look, we see that we're not alone, and we just accept the fact that we're alcoholics or drug addicts. And once we accept that, maybe we can move forward with our lives. You know what I mean? Maybe we can move on and try and get some kind of stability. We don't all have great jobs. We don't start, you come in and then what happens is we have to try not to compare ourselves. Me too. I try not to compare myself to other people because when I compare myself to other people, I don't. So I shouldn't say that. But when I first came in, and I'll give for instance, when I first came in, I remember with this guy. And this guy was a lawyer. He came from a good family. He, grew up, I'm going to say that he grew up privileged. That's what I'm going to say. He grew up privileged. He had a nice car. He, like exercised, had a decent build. He was a lawyer. And I was saying to myself, well, how come I didn't get that? I didn't get that chance. I didn't get that opportunity that this guy's got. That I came from the background that I came from, and he got to come from there. And I used to compare myself. But then I said, well, I have a car, and my car drives. I don't need a 450 SL convertible Mercedes. I probably wouldn't buy that car even if I had the money to buy it. I don't need that. We both go to work. I have money in my pocket. I could take somebody out. At the time, I didn't have a girlfriend. I could take somebody out. I can go out to dinner. Maybe I can't fly all over the world or, go on fancy vacations all the time. But I can go on vacation. I'm living a life. And it's not bad. And I'm just curious. And I was very curious on, I'm wondering, like, maybe a guy like that, he comes in and he might look at somebody like me and say, well, look at this guy, he's got a job, this and that. And he doesn't really know what's going on inside of me. He doesn't know what's going on inside of my life. That I'm not always happy. One of the sayings that I've heard that really resonated with me in AA that I always use is, life is a bowl of cherries, half the bowl is pits, and everybody gets their share. So what that means is, life is sweet. Sometimes life is sweet. And then sometimes you get the pits. If you want to be in life, it's 50-50. You're going to get yours. Everybody has their ups and downs. Everybody has it. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes we go on Facebook and everybody only post their vacations when they're at the beach, this, that. When somebody's in the corner and they're crying and they're miserable, they're not, putting that on Facebook. They're not putting that on Instagram. People don't put their pictures on Instagram when they're laying in a corner crying or they're miserable and things aren't going on in their lives. They don't post when the IRS calls and asks for extra money. They don't call when they get 2 parking tickets on their car. They don't post when they lose a job. No, nobody posts that stuff. They only post, hey, I just got a new job. Hey, I got a new car. Hey, I just bought a new shirt. That's what people post. They never post the negative stuff. So how do we, so that's what we look. So now we look online, we see a stream where saying everybody's doing good but me. And I don't do that no more because I know, and I post even when I'm down. I post it I'm down. If I'm depressed, I'll post it I'm depressed. I don't, only so this way. At least if I posted I am depressed, I can be of service to someone because someone can say, "Oh, you're depressed, so am I." "Oh, you're not happy today, so am I." "Oh, and I actually just remembered. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he cut me off. We were having a conversation. We were talking about something. I brought someone up. He cut me off, and then I forgot why I even brought the guy up, and now I remember why I brought him up. And I brought him up because I, have gotten hurt on the job and going through all this workers' compensation, lawyers, doctors, this, that, and the other thing. And now, and I remember, and I believe in God, so I was talking to God and I was saying, God, why me? Why am I going through this? And my friend called me up and he's like, "This, I got hurt on the job. I don't know what happened. I don't know what to do. This, that, and the other thing." And what did I do? I says, "Listen, this is what you have to do." And he was in shock how much I knew about, because I've been out of work now for 5 months. That's how I got to start streaming. So I've been out of work for 5 months. So he was like, "Oh," so I said, "This is what you got to do. First, you got to do this, then you got to do that, then you got to do this, then you got to do that." And I even said, he was like, "Oh, well, I tried to do this and that." And me, I'm an aggressive type of person. So if I got to get something done, I push it out. I don't mess around. I jump right into it and get at it. I like my lawyer. My lawyer hates me. My doctor's office hates me. All these people that I'm dealing with because of my injury, they don't want to hear from me. Because when I call up, and it's anyone, it's anything really. And I don't know if I was always like this, but I just know that I'm like this now. Like tonight, I call up the internet because last week when I was streaming, I was getting this thing that, I was losing frames. So I go on the internet and figure out why am I losing frames, this, that, and the other thing. And I, look at it and it says the bit rate, this, that, tells you all these things you got to do to try and figure out why you're losing frames. Part of it is, the how much megabytes per second comes in and out of your modem. So I call up. So then I actually, and also I have, like, when you do this, you have to have like a couple of things running at the same time. So I wanted to play music. I want to stream a game. I want to, have OBS open. I got to do all these things. So the computer that I got, because I bought a computer when I first decided to do this, I just bought a cheap computer. I didn't spend a lot of money because I wanted to make sure that this was something that I would do on a regular basis. Not that I would do it 1 or 2 times or just to see if I can get it done and then stop doing it. So I bought like a lower end computer. So this way, if I just got to playing just my game online, then I just played my game online, and that's all I needed. So, and not with all these other programs and Windows open and all this other bullcrap. So, I I go buy this computer, and now that I'm starting to do it and learn about it and get stuff done, and now I play the game Magic the Gathering, and now the format is changing and was kind of leveling out with some decks that are good to play, and I feel comfortable to play Magic online. So this way I'm not getting slaughtered every single game. Uh, I want to upgrade my computer. So, but when I went to the store, the guy told me this part, that part. You make a computer with this. I go to a place, Micro Center, and they had asked, what did I want to do with the computer? And when I told him, he was like, you can do this, and this will last you a few years until you're ready to upgrade or whatever. Because I would like to on my stream, have animated overlays and all that stuff, and make it all look nice and the whole bit. So, because I'm not even sure if you can hear the music, I don't know how to, do it. So, I mean, I know that it's going through the microphone. I don't, but when I played this back the other day, it didn't seem to work. So, anyway, the guy tells me that you have to have 50, megabytes per second MPS coming in, and you need 50 coming out is the minimum. Call your provider and see what they do. So when I call, I got Spectrum. I call Spectrum, and the guy says, "This is what you get. 300 in, 10 coming out." I'm like, well, usually that's all people need. That's what he tells me. Except if you're a business. Long story short, the highest you can get is 900 coming in, 35 coming out. They want to come to the house. They want to have to redo some wire. They got to give me a new modem. And I'm saying to myself, oh, so then it's $200 for them to come to the house and do that. And then $60 a month. So I'm like, all right. I said, well, what do I get for that? Now I'm telling you this story to tell you that I'm aggressive. I say, so what do I get for that? What do I get for $200 down and $60 a month? What do I get? The guy tells me, I don't know. So I'm like, you don't know? The guy's got to come to my house and do something in my house. I got to pay him $200,000. You're not going to tell me what he's going to do? So he goes, no, I'm not, I don't know. I said, well, could you put somebody on that knows? And the guy says, he goes, let me see. I said, let you see. I said, well, if I don't talk to nobody, I'm not doing it. So, long story short, they transfer this guy, they're going to transfer over here. They give me someone, and the person says, we got to come to your house, run like a fiber optic cable, and then put this, this new modem, which I think the guy in the other store told me that I needed a modem, that you can buy a modem. That would be something that would help with the stream, a better modem. So the guy originally tells me, he goes, well, it's $200,000. I said, listen. I said, do you know what you're saying to me? Now I'm saying this. I told you this whole story just to tell you this, because in the beginning I said that I'm aggressive when it comes to stuff like that, to anything basically, but this in particular. And the guy says, well, I don't know. I said, do you know what you're saying to me? I said, what you're saying to me is like if I brought my car to a car mechanic, and the car mechanic said it's $200, and I said, there's something wrong with my car. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong with my car. And the car mechanic says to me, it's $200. I'm like, all right, well, what are you going to do for $200? And he says, I don't know. Am I going to say, yeah, go ahead then. You don't know what's wrong with it, but you're charging me $200? Go ahead, go fix my car. Get the hell out of here. It's crazy. So he finally gets me someone, and they tell me what it is. Oh, this fiber optic, that's bull. What they're going to do is they're going to come and give me a better modem. That's what they're going to do. uh, as far as my research, I'm looking online and stuff like that, and I can do that myself. I can go buy a modem for $200. That's what they're charging me. Go buy a modem for $200 and put that in, and then probably get better internet. So I say that I told that story to say that basically I'm aggressive in a lot of different things. So when I've been that way with my lawyers, and I was able to pass that on to my friend Tom. So I told that or I had to tell three stories to come back to one story, and that's my friend didn't know I have something going on in my life that is a hindrance, that hurts me, that makes me very unhappy. And when I was asking God, why is this happening to me? This is the second person I was able to share this with. And he texted me like about a week later and told me, oh, I got a lawyer, my doctor's gonna do this, blah blah blah. And he's on his way to, at least he can collect some money while he's home. Because it's very hard to be home and not collect money. It is very, very hard. I couldn't do it. If I wasn't collecting workers' comp, I would have to go to work. And I remember seeing guys that don't have money saved, that don't have anything, and have to drag their butts to work and do. I'm a union plumber, a construction worker, and do construction during the daytime in pain all day long. I would want to kill myself. There's no way. I remember seeing a guy doing that, and then we were on a job that we used to have to walk 5 or 6 blocks when we got off the train. I said, I don't need that in my life. I didn't work 39 years to be a cripple going into work. No way. I don't care for no money. So, I don't even know why I told all that story, but it took 25 minutes of the stream. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to talk until, maybe someday I get a couple of people to talk to, but I'm going to continue to stream because I feel that this is a necessary topic, a necessary community to make, people, friends of Bill's, people to talk about recovery and life. And, I'm sure people are going to see that. I don't know how many people are friends of Bill that are on Twitch, but I know that there's people all over the world watching this. May not be watching me, but watching, just chatting, and watching this platform. And I'm sure that once one person comes, two and three, and then we'll have like a little community of people that are in recovery, talking about life, talking about their days, talking about how they're feeling. Not that I was talking the other day about depression and then how feelings are in fact, and then today I brought like a couple of topics just for just to make talking points, because basically it has here like a bunch of topics, a lot of topics to talk about in here there's 44 topics. 44. But, by myself, if we just started to talk about acceptance, just acceptance, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just acceptance and knowing, like, ourselves, and I'll just talk for me, like, because it took years to get to this point where I am now, just to get to myself when something happens in my life and it affects me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. If it affects me in those things, and it makes me uncomfortable, the first thing I think of is, what can I do to change the situation? That's the first thing that I do. And some things, like I fell on the job. I got hurt. I had surgery on my knee. I'm waiting for surgery on my hip, and then my knee. Repaired my meniscus, and now it's not working, and now I'm gonna have to get a full knee replacement. At first, I've never been hurt in all these years bad enough to be home this amount of time in 39 years of working. I have never been home. I've never been hurt like this ever. So I had to accept it. I had to learn, to accept it because I can't change it. There is nothing that I can do physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually to change this. I can't do it. Only a doctor can change it. Only a doctor. I'm going to physical therapy. I'm going to the doctor. Those are the people qualified to change these things, and they're the only ones that can do it. I can't do it. Even though I want to do it, and I want to tell them how to do it, I can't do it. They don't listen to me, first of all, and there's nothing I can do to do it. So I have to accept the things that I cannot change. I have to learn to accept it. I have to learn to live with it until it changes. Because it says, accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can. So in this situation, however this affects me, this injury, I got pain, change the things that I can take a Motrin. Change the things that I can, make all my doctor's visits. Change the things that I can, do a little exercise. And then the wisdom to know which one is which. Which one can I change and what I can't change. What I can change and what I can't change. I have to learn how to decipher those two things. So, and then acceptance is the key. Like the key for that is to accept it. So now that it came, I'm like, okay, this happened. There is nothing that I can do in my power to change it. I can't do anything. My mom passed away. There was nothing that I can do. She was sick for my mother was sick for like 8 years. There was nothing that I can do to change that. She had a stroke on the left side of her body, which I don't know which because you can get them on two sides of the brain. So one affects your mobility, and the other one affects your speech and your thinking and all that kind of stuff. So she had one on each side. There was nothing at first. I was angry with God. I was angry with this life. I was tired of it. And I was mad, this, that, complaining. And then I said, you know what? This situation is the way it is, whether I like it or not. This is it. I got to deal with it. There's nothing that I can do about this. Nothing at all that I can do about this. So I had to accept it. And once I accepted it, it took the edge off. I'm not going to say that it made life easier and I accepted it and then everything was peaches and cream and this and that, because that's a load of bull. Because when you got to deal with stuff like that every single day, day after day, you got to think about them. Maybe I should move this mic a little bit closer. It won't echo as much. When we have to deal with something like that every day, day after day, week after week, month after month, when we have to deal with stuff like, a sick parent, someone dying, and get that into our system and accept it, that we can't change it. There's nothing that we're going to do to change it. There is nothing that I can do to change that situation. There is nothing I can do right now to change what's going on in my life. I can't do it. I can accept it, and I can change the way I react to it. That's all I can do, is just change the way I react to it. The only thing that I have control of is changing the way I react to things. I can't on my own change that I have to get a knee replacement. I can't on my own change that I got to get a hip replacement. I can't change that unless some sort of miracle comes out of the sky and changes it. I can't do it. But when I start to get angry about it and I start to let it affect me spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and even physically, it takes the edge off. It becomes easier. And that's it. It'll just become easier. It's not going to go away, but it'll become easier. So then I started this off, but so I see this guy, and no matter what is going on in our lives, and no matter what is going on in his life, he even, whatever makes him miserable, he can work on that. And change if it's something that he can change. Sometimes people, when I first came into AA, I owed out $5,000 in parking tickets, maybe 3,000, maybe not 3,000, maybe $3,000 in parking tickets. I was miserable. I was like, oh my God, it was like a weight on me. Because what happens once you come into AA, you start to get a little responsible. You got all this stuff hanging over your head. I'm newly sober, but I was working. I had a job. And now I got to deal with all this wreckage of the past. I have to deal with all these things that I screwed up and bridges that I burnt and everything that was behind me. I had to start looking at it. And like the main thing is the ones that go into your bank account and take money, like the IRS and stuff like that. You got to deal with those people right away. But I had these parking tickets, and I had told a guy, he was my sponsor, a guy that was but a friend of mine, somebody, and he started asking me, like, what are the things that you could make you drink? What are the things that are way heavy on your mind and stuff like that? And I said, well, I got these parking tickets, So he goes, let me say, this guy's thinking like, I got, $200 in parking tickets, and he's going to say, well, I'll just call this. I had all these parking tickets inside of a plastic paper, the plastic bag, and it was full. They were all crinkled up, and he was like, what the heck is this? And I was like, well, you said you wanted to see the parking tickets. Here they are. So I showed him the parking tickets. I showed him everything. And he started sorting them out. And he just took the older ones first. And then he was able to look at that situation better than me. He was able to look at it and accept that, and because it didn't bother him personally. Personally, it wasn't bothering him. So he was able to look at it without any feelings. And like me, when I would look at that bag, it would make my stomach turn. When I would look at that bag of parking tickets, it would just make my stomach turn. He was indifferent to it. You know what I mean? So he just started filing them this month, this, that, and then he kind of like just laid it out. He goes, listen, these here already are already maxed out to the $100, the $40 parking ticket that's now $100 that I could have paid when it was $40. And he goes, these are the 40 ones that are about to change. Pay them first and blah, blah, blah. And he went through this whole thing, and I was able to pay those parking tickets off. And so here was a guy. I opened up my mouth, accepted things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, because it looked, to me, it looked like something impossible to do. And with his help, I got it done. And it wasn't even a few months. In a few months, I paid it off, and that was that. And it was something, a weight lifted off my shoulders. Then there was, and I'm going to tell you just recently, because just recently, like 8 years ago, well, maybe some people might not consider that recent, I had my own business. I went through a divorce, and one of the reasons why I got a divorce was because my ex didn't handle finances right, and we ended up owing like $40,000 to the IRS. With those people, there is nothing that you're doing. You can, like I went and spoke to my accountant. My accountant did something wrong, and he was never able to fix it. He was never able to reel it in and say, all right, I should have done this, I should have done that, let's do this year, let's do that, blah, blah, blah. He just kind of kept on saying, I'm working on it, I'm working on it, I'm working on it. And I guess maybe he was hoping that it was going to go away, but the IRS never goes away. And they were always calling, they were gonna share my ex's paycheck, and I had my own business, so they had no they had no way of calculating how much money I had coming in every week, because one week it was one thing, another week it was a lot, another week was a little, another week was in the middle, so they weren't able to track me, but they were her, because she had a job that paid taxes every week. And long story short, when we get a divorce, things didn't work out. Somehow, that whole $30,000 fell on me. I don't know how she was able to do that, but she got it done. So they were garner-sharing, and still are, for the last 5 years, garner-sharing everything that I get back from the federal government for the last 5 years. And this year will be the last year. And then I'm free, I hope. And I just, and maybe not, because, I've been hurt, so I haven't worked that much, so I gotta, I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna get a big tax return. So anyway, I had to accept that, because there was nothing I can do about that. There's nothing that I can do to combat the IRS. They're just too powerful. Too powerful an organization to be able to, tangle with. So, I, started every year, paid them what I could throughout the year. And then at the end, they took my tax return. They took it the last 3 years, and 4 years, and I'm almost done. So, that's where I but I had to accept that. I had to accept it. I'll give another example. This is one of the best examples in my whole life. No doubt. This is by no doubt one of the best examples in my whole life. No, I have no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Let me put this over here. Put that in front. Let me put this behind there. I am driving my car, minding my own business, and I'm literally minding my own business. So I'm driving my car, minding my own business. All of a sudden, boom, I get hit in the back of my car. I get out of my car, I look outside, and I see this bicycle on the floor. And I'm like, oh, God, I hope I didn't hit a kid. But it was 9 o'clock at night. Summertime. I don't think the kid was going to be riding the way he was riding. I live in New York. A lot of people that live in suburbs and stuff like that don't really understand. Our blocks are just square blocks. They're just square. So I'm riding down a one-way street. I got a green light. The light is green. I ain't stopping, because I got a green light. I look, of course, even though I got a green light, I still look both ways, like kind of glance, make sure, nothing's there. And all of a sudden, when I get across the intersection into the other side, the guy hits me in the back. Boom! I get out, see this bicycle on the floor. I'm like, oh, God, I hope I didn't kill nobody. I'm looking around for this guy. I can't find him. I'm like, well, where's the person that was on this bike? I look underneath one of the parked cars, and this guy is underneath the parked car. So I go over, I pull him out, I go into my car, I take out a sweatshirt that I had, stuck it under his head, and this guy is like literally bleeding out of his eyes, his nose, his mouth. He's bleeding all over the place. And the first thing I'm thinking, this guy's gonna die like right here. People call up, people are there, call the ambulance, call this, call that, call the cops. I'm literally shaking. I mean, my hands were like this, shaking. The cops come, and I say to the cop, I said, listen, officer, I'm 100% in the right. I was driving down the block. I had the green light. This guy was driving his bicycle on the sidewalk. And, there was no way that I could see him. With all the parked cars over there, I couldn't see him. He was driving. It was at night. He was behind a parked car. It was impossible for me to see anything. So he hit me, and plus he hit me in the back. And they always say that if you hit someone in the back, you're in the wrong. So he hits me in the back. He's all messed up, this guy. I mean, messed up. So I start to tell the police officer my side of the story. And I go, I have a witness there. So there was a guy standing on the corner when this was all happening. And he said, and what he told me was, he goes, I saw what was happening. He goes, you were coming down the block. The light was green. I saw that the light was green. He goes, and I saw this guy riding the bicycle. He goes, and I looked over, and this is what the guy's saying. I looked over, and I said to myself, this guy ain't going to stop riding his bike. He's going full speed. He went to put his hand out to stop the guy from riding the bike, and the guy rode right past him and drove right into the back of my car. So now I got a dent in I should put the video up. I got a dent in my car. This guy's his blood was on my car. He's all messed up. And the ambulance takes him away. And the cop, I says, well, did you get this witness's telephone number? And he goes, I don't need to. The cop is sitting in the car. He goes, I don't need to. I could tell by the way things are that you were in the right. I said, yeah, but, I have a witness. I think it's better that you get. And the cop's like, I don't need to. I could see. The way I got it written down, you were in the right. I said, officer, could you do me a favor and then just go take this guy's statement anyway? He wouldn't do it. So fortunately, I have a cop friend. I call him up. I said, listen, will you tell this guy to get out of his car and go tell this guy and go take this guy's statement? And finally, he spoke to the guy, and he got out and took the guy's statement. So the guy tells him the story, blah, blah, blah. We all go home. This guy goes away in an ambulance. I the next day called the insurance company, and for a week I'm on the phone or on and off the phone with the insurance company, and we're just, they're trying to get my statements and trying to trip me up in my talking or whatever to find out if I was in the wrong in any way. And when they realized that I wasn't in the wrong, they said, well, we're not going to pay. So you're in the clear. We say you're have nothing to do with this accident. You were in the right. About 3 months later, some guy comes up to me. Raymond Lopez? Yeah. Here's your parking. Here's your parking ticket. I'm still thinking the other story. And he hands me a summons. The guy's suing me. So I'm like, well, how could this guy sue me? He's totally in the wrong, blah, blah, blah. I call the insurance company. They take all the information. 2 or 3 days later, they call me back. They're like, I'm going to say, right? They're like, this guy's messed up. So is there any way that they could find you wrong? Because all your insurance policy covers is $70,000. This guy's suing for a lot more than $70,000. And he is so messed up that if he goes into a courtroom, they're giving him whatever he wants. I'm ready to crap in my pants. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, we have to tether you into the policy. That was his words. We have to tether you into the policy. So I know what the word tether means. It's when you tether something, you tie two things together. So he's like, we got to tie you. And so what he's saying is, we got to tie you into the policy. And I'm like, tie me into the policy? Why? And he goes, well, I said, how does that work? He says, well, if they find you anywhere from 0 to 100 percentage in the wrong, they can, make you pay that percentage of whatever this guy's bills are. So I'm like, well, what happens if this guy never works again? And they're like, well, you're in the whole thing. You're tethering into the policy. Our policy covers $70,000, and anything over $70,000, I'm paying. So the first thing I'm thinking, I got to go find out where this guy lives and kill him. That's the first thing I'm thinking. I got to find out where this guy is, and I got to kill him. Because how do I pay him? What does he do? Does he take my 401k? Does he take my, paycheck? Does he take my pension? How am I tied into this guy? So the lawyer said they call me back another time. They get me on the phone, and I know they're taping the call. And they try to trip me up, like try to say, try to get me to say something. So I would say, yeah, I did this wrong and that wrong. And I just said, I didn't do nothing wrong. I was driving down the street, minding my effing business. And the guy hits me in the back. So, whenever you hit someone in the back, they're automatically wrong. I had a green light. So that means if he hit me, he went through a red light. So he went through a red light. Then I couldn't see him because he wasn't riding in the street. He was riding on the sidewalk where all the cars are parked. So he was behind them parked cars. There was no way I could even see him. If even when I looked both ways when I was driving, if he was halfway down the block, there was no possible way I could see this guy. No way. So I don't know what you want to do, but I'm not paying him nothing. And I don't care. Whatever he gets that from you. Bring me to court. Bring me in the courtroom. I'll tell him exactly what I'm telling you right now. Bring me there. All right, Bray, we'll get back to you. The next day they call me back. They said, we're going to fight that he doesn't get nothing. We believe that you are 100% not liable for the car accident. 100%. So I said, oh, well, thank you. So, long story short, the guy settles for for 50. I guess maybe they made a $50,000 offer and he takes 50. So I was mad. I said, why are you going to give this guy $50,000? I got to fix the door. Who's going to fix the door on my car? I had to put a new door on my car. Who's going to fix that? I mean, this guy hits me. Not only does he get paid $50,000 because he was probably drunk and he was an illegal immigrant. That's why he took the $50,000, because he wasn't going to get nothing. He probably took it and ran. And I got to deal with all this stuff on my end. Like, well, that's the way it is. That's the way the laws are. What are you going to do? Now, I started the whole thing talking about acceptance. I started this whole talking about acceptance. So when I first started talking about that, my light went out over there because it works by batteries. So when I first started, I was talking in the stream. I was talking about acceptance and how we have to learn to accept things. So when they first told me that I was going to be tethered into the policy, when they first told me that, I was like, my stomach dropped out. I was like, are you kidding me? What do you mean I'm going to be tethered into the policy? I'm not paying this guy nothing. I didn't do anything wrong. But, that's the way laws are. That's the way shit goes down. Whether we like it or not, that's the way stuff goes down. And there's nothing I can do about it. And they told me that. There's nothing you can do about it. This is what's happening. Oh, I was pissed, man. I was furious. More than furious. I'm just trying to put some light on my face. This is where you can see me. So I was more than furious. But there was nothing I can do about it. So when they first started to talk to me about this, I I said, well, how long is this process going to take? They said about 6 months. So I said 6 months before I found out if they were going to tether me into the policy or not. So I said 6 months. I said I got to think about this for 6 months. That's crazy. There is no possible way that I can think about this because I will think about this every day for 6 months. I had to, like I said before, I believe in God and I had to pray. And I said, you know what, God? I said, I can't think about this every day for 6 months. It would drive me out of my mind. I will go find this guy and kill him. No doubt about it. Or do what I got to do. And after I prayed that, after a couple of days, it went out of my mind. That's what I mean about acceptance. I accepted it. Whatever happens, going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my control. I'm not going to, think about it every day of my life. And so I put it out of my head. All the lights are going out now. That light went out, all the light. I got all these lights working by batteries. I got to go making a little investment on a better light, until then, this is what I got to do. So I, accept the situation. Change the things that I can. The way I change the things I could is make my phone calls, show up, get my story straight. Make sure that, they know that everything that I'm saying is the truth. And that's all I can do. That's my part. And the things that I can't change is that this guy is hurt. I can't change that. He wants to get paid for, riding his bike into my car. Nothing I can do about it. And I'm not going to be thinking about this for the 6 months and let it drive me out of my mind and steal my joy. Not that I'm having so much joy, but steal my life and my mind for 6 months. I wasn't going to let that happen. So I prayed it off me. And when I stopped thinking about it, one day the lawyers call up and they say, Ray, he settled out of court for $50,000. So I was mad. I was like, you gave him $50,000? They're like, yeah. I go, I told you that I was 100. They said, we know you're 100% in the wrong. We know that, he's an illegal immigrant. We know that he shouldn't, get anything. But if that guy he was in a wheelchair. If that guy rolls into a courtroom, they're going to pay him whatever he asks for. His lawyers just don't know that. Because that's the way, you can run into you can get, when you got a courtroom with 12 people, you can get people that agree with his side of the story because they feel bad for him and they want him to get money and not care how my life is ruined. And then you can have people that might have been against him and he would have got none. But they didn't want to take that chance, so they paid the guy. So I told that whole story just to talk about acceptance. That I had to accept the situation for the way it was. There was no way out of it. I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't change it. I couldn't go back in time. I can't go forward in time. All I can do is do the best I could for that day, the next day, because that's all I had, and I just had to do it. And boy, let me tell you, it wasn't easy. But after, maybe I don't know exactly how long it took for me to get over it, but I got over it. And as soon as I stopped thinking about it, I got my phone call and it changed. Ooh, that was a long story. So when I listen to the people, they tell you when you stream that you always should be talking. Do you know how hard it is to talk for 2 hours straight to no one? To have a conversation for 2 hours? It is hard. But like I said earlier, I believe in God And I believe that if I put this time in, he'll bless it. Unless he really doesn't want me doing this, then he'll make me get fed up and stop. But this is my thing. I know that if I play Magic the Gathering, I can probably get a few more viewers, but this is my passion. My passion is, I've been clean and sober over 30 years. My passion is watching people get better. To share my experience, strength, and hope with people, and hopefully somebody benefits from it and somebody gets better. And whether it may be alcohol, drugs, depression. Depression takes a little bit more work because, when we're depressed, that's more than just a feeling. That's a fact. Being depressed and having depression is a fact. And it's something that we can't, me, myself, I can't get depression off me as soon as it comes. It takes a while. It might take a month, 2, 3, I mean, my worst experience was 2 months, where I, had it heavy for 2 months, 2 whole months. Wow. That was the 2 roughest months of my life. And my mother, passed away. So it wasn't even like, it was worse than that. So, anyway, I've been streaming for an hour. I've been talking for an hour. I'm tired. I'd rather watch. You know what? I think I'm going to play Magic for a little while. That's what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is play Magic, do my dailies, and, hopefully somebody comes in because, it does get a little boring talking to yourself. Thank God that I'm able to turn the music on. And, I turned this music on and it kind of, takes, when you listen to music and it helps the time pass. And I actually have to download this because this is a good thing. I wonder if they download this to, if I download it by downloading this here, it downloads onto my phone. I'm not sure. Let me see. What does that say? Oh, wow. Technology is crazy because this shit right here is playing on there and it's showing that it's playing on my desktop. Nuts. Very nuts. Oh, now it's coming out of my phone. So it came off of this. That is pretty nuts. This is pretty crazy right now, what's happening here. So now I made the mistake of putting this on here. Oh, let's see if it goes back. I made the mistake of, did somebody just follow there? Did I miss that? Wrenching Shoe has followed. Thank you, Wrenching Shoe. Thanks for following. I did hear that on the thing, and I just saw this come up on my phone, and I wanted to just see what was going on. So, Wrenching Shoe, I was like looking on there, because I just started to play music on my. Wow! So now I switched this over to my phone, and I don't know how to get it back now. I'm a new streamer, so I'm trying all these new things to get all this new stuff to happen, and it's not always easy to. Hi, Foxtrot 355. Thanks for the follow. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even see you guys there. Hi. Yeah, so boomer. I don't know what that means. So I'm trying to get this to work, but it's not working, you know. But I'm not going to die from it. I don't need to listen to music. So anyway, so what I was saying was that I before when I was talking about like acceptance that I had was talking about a car accident that I was in, and like this guy wanted to get paid, and he was like totally in the wrong, and I went through all this. I went through all these changes, and it came to a point where I had to learn to accept it because if I didn't, I was going to lose my mind. You know, so that's why damn people, yeah. And it was crazy because he was 100% in the wrong, and you know, with lawyers and the way the laws are and all that, you know, he was gonna how about that, Greta? Boomers. I don't know who's the Greta. I don't know who she is. Is that the girl with the? Is that the girl with the? Yeah, people are always after money. Yep. And so it was rough, you know. It was rough that I had to, you know. But what I was talking about was acceptance because when I was talking to the lawyer, I said, "So when is this? You know, when do I find out? You know, if I got to pay this guy? You know, because they was looking for to get money out of me personally." I said, "Well, when do I find this out?" And he was like, maybe 6 months. I said, I can't think about this for 6 months. I can't have this on my mind for 6 months be thinking about this. It would drive me nuts. So I put it out of my mind, and then like about, you know, a month later, they said, you know, they gave him $50,000. But I didn't have to give him 50. The insurance company gave him $50,000. And I said, listen, I said, you know, I wouldn't have gave him nothing. But if that's what you feel, he was hurt so bad they figured they didn't want him to get into a courtroom. You know, that people would have gave him more money. You know, so I trusted them. If they gave him the 50 and he was happy and it didn't have to come out of my pocket, you know, so be it. Um, so that's what I was talking about. So I don't know what attracted you guys to the stream, how you found me. Uh, I'm a friend of Bill's. I've been clean and sober for over 30 years. And, you know, I'm just talking about life and just talking about what goes on day by day. Talking about, I started the stream talking about a guy that I've seen around the neighborhood for like 8 years. And he's got to be a lot younger than me, the guy. And he looked terrible. He was still on drugs, still drinking, wandering around in the street, and I was just glad that that wasn't me. You know that you know, and I just wondered what was going on in that guy's mind. I was just looking at him and saying, "Well, what's going on with this guy? You know, well, why does he choose to live like this? You know." But that's his choice. Nothing I can do about it. You know. So I just started the stream. I'm a new streamer. I've been doing this a couple of months. You know, one of my passions is recovery. Talking about regular life. You know, I'm not. You know, I could only talk about it. I will only really talk about the things that I know about, which isn't too many things. And you know, I appreciate you guys coming in, stopping by, saying hello. I don't know if you play games. I know Twitch is the, you know, I just stumbled on this. I play a game called Magic the Gathering, and I explained earlier, was talking earlier that I got hurt at work. So, you know, that's what I was doing. I got hurt on the job, and I started doing the streaming business, you know, out of the blue. It's not something that I ever planned. It's not something I never even heard about Twitch until probably maybe 3 months ago. It was probably 3 months ago, and that's when I started to do this. So, Wrenching shoe and foxtrot. Okay, cool. And so I was actually about to go to the game to see to play the game. I don't know if you guys play games. If you ever played games, I'm not sure. But I was about to see how. Well, first of all, I want to see how I change this back to this. I don't know how I did that when I looked on the phone. When I looked on the phone, so this is. It's crazy that this is playing on the phone now. So I don't know how to shut that off from here. How to get this off of this. I think I did it. We shall see if I did do it or not. I did. Nah, we too bad you guys weren't there. I want to know if you hear this. Man, this is loud. But I got to figure out how to get this to play on the stream. Because I see the mic. I know the mic is talking. It shows that. And the desktop audio. I'm wondering, oh, maybe that was low. Maybe that's why I couldn't hear it on the stream. Let's see. So I'll be able to look at the stream later and see if the music is actually playing on the stream. Yeah, because this doesn't make no sound on this. All right. Because before, when I played my other stream back, I didn't hear the music at all. So now we're gonna see if, because this is like, when you paint by numbers, you don't know how to paint, right? But you paint by numbers. Well, this is like stream by numbers. That's what I'm doing. I'm streaming by numbers. That's what I'm gonna call it. I just made that up. I'm streaming by numbers. That's what I'm doing. Little by little, I'm learning. Every time I turn the stream on, every time I come back on, I learn something else. Learn how to fix something. It's not easy to do this, but I like it. I like talking to people. I'm a people person, and I'm hoping that we can develop a little community. I guess the wrenching shoe, wrenching shoe. I'm trying to figure that one out. Foxtrot, I know is I don't know what that is, but credit number. Oh, am I right? That's funny. Wrenching shoe. Foxtrot. So I was, like I said earlier, this is like I'm streaming by numbers. I don't know if the music's playing. I'm little by little. I'm putting this together. The stream's a couple of months old, and I just heard about Twitch maybe like just 2 months ago. I just stumbled upon this, being home from work after an injury, finding something to do with my life. Well, I shouldn't say finding something to do with my life because I got things to do with my life, but finding, things in my spare time. And so we will see. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to play a little Magic the Gathering and do a little streaming of my game. Because even just to do all this ain't easy to figure all this out. So what I'm going to do is play a little MTG. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my dailies. So I got to change that around. Doing my daily quests. Okay. And then we change this to Magic the Gathering. Alright, we can do that. And then we change this to, so it already says board games, arena. What else does it say? Casual playthrough, I guess, is something we can use. I'm not competitive, no doubt about that. I'm so far from competitive, it's not funny. I'm almost the opposite of competitive. And let me see, what else do we put there? Cardboard, arena, casual playthrough. I think that's good enough. And then you know what happens when it says update information? I didn't do that like 3 times and it didn't change at all. So let's hope that it changes the thing up there. And then we're going to see what happens. We are going to see what happens here. Let's see if that changed on there. No, it didn't. I wonder if I got to shut that off and then turn it back on again. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay. And let's see what happens. Let's see if that changed to back to Magic the Gathering. I'm not sure, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Create a dashboard. And I'm just learning all this stuff. All right. So that's there. Let's see if it worked. All right, it did it. Okay. See, little by little, day at a time, one day at a time. Now, the last time I did all this and tried to stream Magic the Gathering, I started to lose frames. So I'm hoping that that don't happen. Somebody told me to change this because you can see. So for a minute there, I'm gonna go to there for a minute just to put my password in. And then I'll come back once I put my password in. Alrighty. So let's see. So what I'm gonna do is my quests are. Oh, now I need light because now when I put this on, let me get some light. So my quests are to attack with 45 creatures. So let's see what deck I can use. Let's try a little bit of red. We'll try this deck. We'll see how it works out. What happens is there's a lot of burn in this deck, so it's kind of like a little hard to attack. It'll take a long time to attack with 45 creatures, but we'll see what happens. Let's see if I can put this line over there. I give a little more light there too. Yeah. How's that? Just blinded me, that light. All right, I go first, and of course, there's a couple of creatures there, so let's see what happens. I take the sound off, because I don't like hearing all that. Oh boy. I love it. I love it. Well, you're not having that, buddy. Sorry. Not letting them have it. I think we're going to save that for, kill some more creatures. Oh, boy. Yeah, you're not having that either, sorry. I guess I ain't playing too many creatures this game. But I'm going to take some of his cards anyway. I got to wonder if when I put those cards, does he get them back or no? I don't think he's liking what's happening right now. Oh, he's going to play, I figured that. Does he got one more? Oh, I figured he was going to do the same thing to me as I was doing to him. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh, this is good. This is good. That's a great steal right there. That's a great steal right there. All right. So we can do this. We can attack with these two bad boys, right? That's going to do 1 damage. And then we're going to kill that dude. He's going to... You know what? Let's attack. Maybe I'll get something good from him. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Actually, we're playing the same exact deck. The same deck we're playing. Because that's what this does, this arena. Oh. Wow, 3 scorch bitters. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful win right there. That's a beautiful win right there. I like it. I like it. And I attack with a lot of creatures right there. A lot of creatures right there. 12 creatures. That was that's gratitude. I got gratitude right now. Cause I just attacked with 14 creatures, 12 creatures in one game. And I'm not even caring about wins, even though it's nice to win. So let's see what happens in game number 2. So I got it, since that's coming from there, I think I got to put this light over here to get that side of the face. You know, I'm learning the whole thing, the whole lighting situation, the whole bit. This is all learning experience right now for me. Because I got a light from going over there. We got a light from here. It almost lights up the whole face. All right. So let's see. My opponent goes first. I'm going to keep this bad boy. Let's see if I see a red card. Okay, because I was about to say, you know. I was about to say, if I keep on playing red decks over and over again, I'm going to choke someone. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Still, this guy's playing flash deck. Okay. So let's see if he's got a counter. What do I want him to counter? Let him counter this. What's he going to flash in? Yeah. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. Well, the one good thing is I lowered the bit rate. I learned something though. So he's just going to keep countering, right? So I'll let him counter this too. He's going to have to use them all. You're going to have to use them all, buddy. Use them all, buddy. It would be nice if I was getting lands. If I was getting lands, at least if I was getting lands, I could play 2 creatures at one time. So here, well, let's try this. Let's see if he's got another counter for that. Okay. Keep doing it, buddy. Keep doing it. You can't counter everything. Took you to Teferi, buddy. Like this before. Oh boy. So we know he's got a counter. So let's try this. Handful of counters he's got. Handful of counters. I'm not going to complain because I play this deck myself. So I'm not going to be angry at him for playing, you know. But that's good that he's going to waste 3. He is going to waste 3. Pretty nuts, if you ask me. Let's see. I don't know if that deck... Oh, unsummon. They can have an unsummon and unsummon me. I don't plan on playing anything on your turn anyway, buddy. So he's going to hold up 2. So he's going to flash in something. So he doesn't have green. He doesn't have green, only has blue. So let's see. Let me see if I'm gonna make him. He's gonna want to counter something. Yeah, he's thinking. He's thinking. Do I want to have two of these squat spitters out there? Yeah, we're gonna. Because I will wait until the next turn. How we doing? That's 2 damage, baby. 2 damage. To me, ever since I was a lowercase G, I'm a big G. Oh, okay. That's all right. You better flash something in to do some blocking, buddy. Because if not, you're taking heavy duty damage next turn. Anything you play is dying. I'm trying to... Alrighty. There's no way you could stop that. What does this do, Sky Tether? What does that do? This creature has Defender and loses flying. Okay, so he could just block. He's thinking. Any creatures you play, they're dying, buddy. Yeah. Making a dash. Oh, why didn't you block? Why'd you play that for? Nice! I'm gonna have 2 nice clips. 2 nice wins, 2 nice clips. And I played a ton of creatures right there. A ton of creatures I played right there. Loving it. So what is that now? Okay. Oof. I played a ton, but still, that's 21 creatures. That's a long time. I think, is this thing going down? Yeah. Yeah. Tell you, I got all these lights that work by batteries. It's going to cost me $1 million in batteries. I got to get some lights that plug in. Oh, I like this song. Oh, those little things said the same thing. So I got to take this thing out of here. Because that says the same thing as those things say over there. I had to have somebody come in and do that. I go first. I like going first. Don't you like going first? I like going first. I love going first. Watch me. On me. On me. Watch me. No, oh, he don't like that. He don't like that. You don't like that? Oh boy. I get nothing. Nothing. Attack with 45 creatures. At least let me attack. Because whenever I do this just and I try to rank up, I never win. So I just do these 45, do my dailies, my daily quests to just try to, get them over with, you know? Whew, I think this is good. I'll go first again. Don't be red. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go with the counters. Oh no, this might be I'll take a shot. All right. That was a good shot. My kind of shot. That's my kind of shot. Oh, I got you. I got you. Well, you still taking 5. Can't block creatures, huh? Yeah, you can bounce it back. I'm playing it again. And then hitting you. Oh, this is gonna hurt. You know what? We're gonna go for this. I'll hit you next time. I don't plan on playing anything on your turn anyway. Oh, thank you. Okay, so we know he's got one counter that he's going to want to play. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, come on. Could I not attack at all? Would I get to attack with one creature there? 24. Oh, boy. If I wanted this to happen, this wouldn't be happening. I'll tell you right now. If I wanted this to happen, it would not be happening. But what could I do? Nothing I can do. Just play it out. Just play it out. If I was to... Oh, I shouldn't say that because I said the last time, whenever I stream, I always lose. And I actually won 3 games on the stream and nobody's watching. That's all right, though. That's all right. Yeah, I just realized this. This guy, he put all these things on here, and they all do the same thing. They all say the same thing. I don't need all these. Same thing all over the place. All right. Anyway. Nah. This ain't no good. I need creatures. I think I'll get rid of a land because by the time I play everything. I'm hoping that this music is playing on the stream, and I hope I remember. I hope I remember what I did to get this to play. Oh, right, the sound. I thought maybe I had the sound down too low. Oh, God, throw the racer. Nice. Don't wake me. Should I, what do you have? Throw the racer there? Yes, Give me a land, baby. Give me a land. Give me a land, baby. I'm gonna be here all night trying to get 45 creatures to attack. Holy mackerel. This is the first time I ever won 4 games in a row. And nobody's watching. I won 4 games in a row. Nobody's watching. I got attacked with 45 creatures. 2 of these games, the people quit before I even started. What can you do? Nothing I can do about it. I got to turn this up a little bit. Make me, make me. Don't tell me this guy's gonna quit before we even get started. Me? What do I want to open mulligan my hand for? Or maybe he was trying to get me to quit. Oh, you're gone, Mr. Goose. I like doing this. First turn. Good night. I know he ain't blocking this. Should I put 2 scorch bitters on, or no? I'll do it next time. I know you're not blocking that. Who could that be? You're going to want to make that Druid bigger. You're going to take some. You ain't blocking. Snippety snaps. Please, just let me attack with some creatures, please. Nissa! I wonder why you would do that. So since I can't play that, I'm probably gonna do, let's say I play this, right? I killed that and I'm gonna hit you for 2, 3, 6. And then you'll be down to 10. And then I'll probably do that again next turn, right? Yeah, that's what's probably gonna happen right there. What are you gonna do? I mean, I don't get it. What could he do? Well, that's sex. Good night, Irene, baby. Good night, Irene. I'm liking that. I like that move. What do you think? You like that move? Mm. Well, if you got another one, you can't play it. Mm. 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 Kipper, before I get old. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that one off. Cause they all that one says the same as that, and then this one on the bottom says sub, and I'm not gonna have no subs. So maybe I'll take that one off. Ah, what are you gonna do? You can't flash nothing in, I don't think. Right? I think I'm gonna attack. I think I'm gonna attack. Well, I'm gonna play this. Make it a 4-4. Before I get old, 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 before I get old. I guess I'm gonna get old. All right. So could he possibly have um could he possibly have I think we attack with these two. Cuz he might have a all right. I'm going to hit him for 8 next turn. I think this might be over next turn. Please let me attack. Please let me attack. Because then I attack with how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. Please let me attack. Because I'm just going to attack. Even if I lose, I don't care. I don't care. How did this get around the front there? Oh, I see. Never mind. Please let me attack. Please let me attack. Play a creature. Ah! All right. Still got to attack with 11 more creatures. I got 11 more attacks I gotta make. But the good part about this is that I lowered the bit rate and it actually did work. Oh, so the music is there. So I'm hoping that's that. I'm hoping that the music is hearing. I'm hoping that that's that. Okay, I go first. Let's try this again. Maybe he'll let me attack. Well, I know one creature's attacking anyway. So that's the main thing. That one creature's attacking. I know you ain't blocking this. Mr. Pegasus, I know you need that card. Good night. Well, I know he's gonna block this dude. Oh no, he can't because he got first strike. I guess he's just putting blockers down. He is just putting blockers down. So he's got 3-1. He's gonna kill some. He's gonna kill some. He's gonna kill some. Kill them all. Oh, I hate that that happens. Can we talk? So let's see. I'm better off doing the 1 damage to that. Alright, and then we light up the stage. Oh yeah. You die, mofo. Unless you can deal with this bad boy. Because that's actually... That costs 4? Oh, 1 extra. That's 6 damage right there, right? Can return. Even though I love white weenie too. I love white weenie. I got my 50. So now I made even 4,000. All right. Well, that was a nice little run there. I haven't had a run like that in a while. Cool. That was a nice run. I did my dailies. Makes me happy to do that. What time is it? 11:52. I think I could stay on now. I will just do a little. I'll switch this around. I will switch this around to the talking stream. So I'll switch it back. Because I don't know how to make this smaller. Oh, I didn't need to do that, did I? How do all these people gift me subs to people I'm not even watching? That's crazy. All right, this must be like. Can I talk to you? That's pretty crazy. How do I get gifted subs to all these people? Oh, 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Oh, God. I'm wondering where all these things came from. All right. I got to learn how to read. That's the problem. I don't know how to read. So let's go back to this. All right. So I'm going to go back to this. So I'm very fortunate that somebody taught me this kind of stuff. Taught me this. A guy showed me this, and I'm very I don't know how to spell whatever. Because nobody wants me to. What can I put with just chatting? What are the. Well, that's something there, huh? That I don't know if anybody can hear the music, but let's see. What could I put over here? Oh, this is all about Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. I'm just gonna just play that a new deck to try and practice and chat. And I don't do makeup. I don't do modern survival. I do damage. Let's see. What do we do here? What do we do? I guess that's what we're doing. Just that. So let's just use 2 cards. I can. Scorch Spitter is going to hit him for. Wonder what else they're going to have. So he's going to have to attack with Scorch Spitter. So he's going to. I can't play this. Oh, I got 2 of them. Yeah. Let's do that again. And then let's, what do we want to do? We want to attack? No, because we want to block Scorch Spitter with one of those bad boys. No attacks. You're going to hit me 1 time, that's going to be that. You're going to do a little damage with that, and that's going to be that. Alright. I'm going to take a little beating right now. Whoa! Nice! How did that happen? I should have played this one. I could have blocked it. Oh, it can't block. Okay. And I couldn't do that anyway. Alright, listen. That was a great. You can't beat a perfect hand like that, that's for sure. Can't beat a perfect hand. Somebody gets the nuts, they get the nuts. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. I guess that's what I did with Red against all the other people. I busted them up. But it's early. I don't have to go to physical therapy tomorrow till early. I go first. Well, I guess I gotta keep this. Order of Midnight. Flies camp on. Yeah, I gotta keep this. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like it. What do we do first? What do we do first? Do I play this first? No, because that gets creatures out of the graveyard. Dang. Okay. Come on, dope. I mean, 5/5 out this turn. Look at it. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, he can't attack unless we got 1/1s. But that's fine. Discard a card. Ooh. What do we want to do? What does this card do? Battlefield draws a card. Whenever you surveil, return it to your hand. Okay. So that's going to kill a creature. This is going to kill Lovestruck Beast. This is going to be a 3/2. What am I going to do? Remember the time. What do you got, a counter? Come on, don't let him do nothing. Remember, nobody's there. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. Mm-hmm. Time. I got one of those. Come on, give me a 1-1, ma. Give me a 1-1, ma. Holy moly, give me a 1-1. Okay, it says run, and I press run. Okay, so you sure you got a PC, or do you have a? No, I got a PC. I don't like Apple stuff. You're a teach queen. Okay, good. So it says installation has failed. Open setup log. When I open that up, it shows like Notepad, Squirrel setup, and all these kinds of things. I don't know what's going on here. So I don't know. You said you could share the screen. I have no idea how to do that. I mean, right click on exec and run as admin. Right click on exec and what do I do? Do I download it first? What do I right click on exec and run as admin? On the Discord install file. Okay, let's see. Okay, Discord exec might have been moved or deleted. Right click on Discord install file. Okay. Right click on Discord install file. Okay, so it says run. Yeah, whenever I do that, the install, it says install has failed. And then it says open setup log, and then it goes to some kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I do. Because then when I press it, I open up the file. This file is a bunch of words, you know. And then yeah, I don't. Oh, I'm not giving up. Delete the file and re-download. That's what I did. I did it a couple of times already. Windows 7 Ohio. Yep. What do you want to do with Discord? Let's see. It's Discord app.net. Yep. I want to download it. Yep. Something's wrong somewhere. Hold on. You want it louder? It took me about a half an hour to get the music on here to figure out how to do it. And then it showed up on my phone, and I pressed the button, and it went from the computer to the phone. I was like, "What's happening here?" I know. How do I do that? I want to chat too on Discord. I mean, I think I can get to Discord from if I go to my page, like my hold on. Your father's still on, blah blah blah. Yeah, this thing ain't working. Oh. Yeah, I can let's see. I can do like go to Twitch, right? And then go to my page. Cause it's funny, the one on my page on my channel works for some reason. But I can't get it to work. Hold on. Yeah, you see the one on my Discord. Oh, okay. Okay, I see you on there now. Harry just joined the server. And cheers. Good. I see you there. Okay, I see you. I see you there. Yeah, now the only way that I know how to get to this is from, going to my, click general. Click general. Okay. Okay, I click general. I got that clicked. I did click on general. I think I can type to you now. So now you see I had a guy, he talks to me a lot, he's from Russia. So you see that's his name up there, Alex, and he helped me set this up over here. But the only way for me to get to this is to go through, accept friend request. Where is that? Where do I see that? I don't see where that is, the friend request. It's under Harry. Oh. Okay, now I press on something. How do I get back to my original, Oh, hit pending. Okay, so now I knew that was gonna happen. Okay. Click Harry. Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, I did click on Harry. Click friends, then hit pending. Click Harry. But it doesn't say anything on here to accept. I did click on that. Oh, wait. Is it over here? Harry just joined the server. This whole thing come. Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay. It takes a while. I'm old. Hello? Okay, hold on. You were the first to tame me. Big T. I'm out. Man, this is a little complicated. Somebody told me this chord stuff was complicated. Okay, let's see. So am I supposed to hear you? What is this thing? Light shot. Let's say. It says that you guys are connected, but I don't know how to talk to you. So click the button, but remember I'm going to see your screen. I think it's your sound settings. Check and fix. So click the button, and remember I'm going to see your screen. What button do I click? Which one? Voice connected? I'm going to shut the music off so this way I can concentrate on this. Oh, click the gear. The gear in my name. Oh, on the bottom left. Man, this is pretty nuts. Okay, hold on. On the bottom left, the gear on the bottom left. The gear by my name. Okay. Okay. And then I cleared it. I went to this other thing. My account, authorized, connections, all that stuff. Voice and video. Voice and video. Okay. Got it. I clicked on that. Now you make your input selecting your mic. Input mode. Oh, I see. input device, microphone. Okay, I did that. You can hear me? Oh, okay. Now output. Output device. It says default. Put it to headset. The output device is just saying the default. Output devices cannot be changed while using the browser. Output device says, oh, you know what? My headset is plugged into my microphone. Should I plug it into my computer? Should I plug it into... I can't hear you. I'm going to shut the music off too, just to see. Yeah, I can't hear you. The output is voice activity, push to talk limited, input sensitivity. So my headphones are plugged into my microphone. Should I plug it into my PC? I can't hear you. I'll try that. Let me unplug this from here. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Gearing up. Discord has... Okay, let's see. Switch device. Nope. I still can't hear you. Or maybe I can put this in here and the whole thing will switch into this. Hold on. Hold on. Can you hear me now? No? Can you hear me now? No? I try to maybe put this on through here, but I guess that didn't work, right? Change input to headset. Can you hear me now? Hello? I did that. Microphone, headset. Output device cannot be changed while using the browser. Download the desktop application. That's why, see? So it's telling me that while I'm using the browser, it says while I'm using the browser, I can't use the output device. So it says download it to desktop application to get full control over output devices. So I have to download this to my desktop. I am uh yeah, so the only way, hold on. Let me put it back to the mic. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me on the mic now? Yeah. So I changed it back to the microphone, but it says on the output device that the only way for me to be able to change the output is to download the desktop application to get the full control over the output. So when I'm downloading it to my computer, for some reason it's not downloading. And I don't know why that's happening. Let's try screen share option again. Okay. How do I how do I do that? Oh, I got to download this for the screen share. Click on the button you outlined, the square button. Oh, that's just a screenshot. I see, I see. Okay. Okay. I don't even know where that is. That little you see the icon on the monitor, an arrow in it. Oh, this? No. Am I supposed to click that on Discord? Yeah, I don't see that little monitor thing. Yeah, it doesn't have all them icons on it. Let me see. No, I don't have an iPhone. I have you know, Android. Thank you. Go to the App Store and down Discord on there. Okay. Now, where do I? Oh, you mean on my phone? Oh, I have Discord on my phone. Well, I gotta see. I think I gotta. Please check my email. Let's see. Discord verified. Okay. Okay. So now I'm on Discord on my phone. So now I can do the voice on here. How do I do that? Is my phone on mute? Let me see. No. But I don't see you guys on the phone, like added to this. Close the Discord window on the computer. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now I'm on my phone. And I think what happened is I might be on to have two different like servers, like something happened where I'm on two different people. So uh, I might have to add you on. I don't think that this Discord is the Discord that's on my computer. I think the guy the other one wasn't working, so he set up a new server. So let's see. Yes, I did. I closed it on the computer, but I think like there's two different servers. The server on my phone is different than the one that's on. I think the guy when I wasn't getting it to work, the other guy tried to get it to work and he put me on the server. My phone is about to ring. All right, let's see. No, I think that the phone is on a different server than that one. So I might have to add you. I mean, could you find me from the number? Yeah. Do you have Alive the app open on your phone? Yes, I do. I think it's a different server on the phone. I think that the guy helped me to get it because I wasn't able to put that server on my Discord, so he made another one. My username is plumber462 and hashtag 9526. Uh, oh, I could do this. Oh, 9526. 9526. I sent that request. Did a notification pop up on my phone? Yes. Accept it. I don't know where it went. I don't know. Oh, there it is. There it is. I got it. I got it. Hello?
Flower.
Hello.
Hi.
There you go.
Holy
It
mackerel.
works now, yes.
My head hurts. You guys are young guys. You guys are young guys. I'm an old guy. This is all new to me. I have no hair. Me putting this computer stuff together, I'm never going to grow any hair ever again.
I'm glad you didn't give up. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, no, I don't give up. That's not in my nature.
Yeah, it's on my wife. She knows what she's doing, you know?
So
How's your
now,
stream going, man?
it's good. I could shut that off now, right? I could take the screen of this off since we're talking.
Yeah, sure. You should play Call of Duty, man.
I